somehow the topic of fate came up. And that was the point when she said, I know this is kind of a weird time, but, I actually have something I wanted to share with you. And, he says, what's that? And she says that she was abroad with this group of investors who had developed this really interesting investment opportunity. And, she says, I know that this is a weird time, but this is very exciting, so I feel like I should just let you in on this investment opportunity right now. He was, a little surprised, and, but he said, oh, all right, so, what's the investment opportunity? And she said, well, I've gotten involved with this very canny group of investors, and it seems that they have located this snowman that can bench press 400 pounds.
What?
Yeah, so I said, so then I'm asking, okay, well, what do you mean? What kind of a snowman?
It's hard to exactly figure out what the proper follow-up question is.
Yeah. So then I said, well, okay, it's the abominable snowman. He's like, no. She said it's a totally normal snowman, like with a carrot nose and the coal for the eyes and a top hat and everything. It's just that this snowman can bench press 400 pounds. And so so I'm saying, well, okay, but what? what's the investment opportunity? Is he running a hedge fund or what? I mean, I don't understand. And then he said, no. See, what happened is the investors, they've got it all worked out. They're going to put together a variety show with the snowman as the lead act, and then they're going to take the snowman show on tour. And so the investment opportunity is like the geographic territorial rights to the show. So when the show goes to different states, you get to reap the rewards, if you've bought into the rights to the show. So so the woman said that she got in on the ground floor, with this thing. Uh-huh. She got California and Nevada, the West. So he said that the United States was all snapped up. But now Indonesia is wide open. And so
for the variety show starring the weightlifting snowman.
The weightlifting snowman.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So the price for Indonesia's territorial rights to the show, to the snowman show, were not cheap. It was like $30,000 or something.
Okay. So what I don't understand though is if you actually discovered a snowman that had somehow become animated, it seems like the last sort of thing that you would do is then design a variety show for it.
I know. Well, right. That's what I was asking him. I said, well, listen, wait, hold on a second. Isn't there going to be, there's going to be a lot more important things happening than publicity for your variety show? Because the whole world is going to change. Science will have to readjust everything it's ever known, all the various theologians of the world are going to have to deal with the new, animated snowman world.
Right.
They'd have to really sort a lot of things out. Just even the basic question of how did the snowman roll himself up into 3 balls and find a carrot nose? And how did the investors find the snowman? That's the other thing that I was always curious about. Were they driving around the woods and they just saw this snowman lifting logs and they high-fived each other and said, all right, we've got our variety show, they're in a caravan of black Suburbans with their cigars, we did it.
The weird thing was, even though Dave found the story of a weightlifting snowman just as preposterous as Josh did, he seemed somehow persuaded by this mysterious woman. He said it was hard to explain, but he felt like he'd known her his entire life. And he looked at life differently now anyway.
He said something about how after, when you get cancer or something like that, a serious illness, you just start to reevaluate things, you know? What might have seemed risky beforehand isn't now. And so he said, I kind of just felt like, maybe there was a reason to take a risk. Like maybe there's a reason I met the woman at the Shell station, and maybe this is a kind of a risk to take. And then that's basically when he said, so, I wrote her a check for $30,000.
Oh, my God. What did you think?
I was alarmed, and I was worried that it was a con, and, obviously.
Right.
But I kind of actually was a little bit convinced by his whole theory, I was thinking, like, maybe it's not so bad,
Right. Thinking
and
like
then,
it's sort of his money and...
Right. If that's